Happy Monday, everybody. My name is Brandon Rosa, and welcome to episode 81 of the Xbox in 10 podcast, your weekly source of Xbox gaming news covered in around 10 minutes. Every Monday, this podcast covers new game releases, the previous week's gaming news, and we all learn an Xbox-related fun fact together. This show is on YouTube and podcast services around the world, so please subscribe to your favorite and leave a review. Xboxin10.com, no numbers, is your quick source for links to all of our podcast destinations and social media profiles, which you can follow at Xboxin10. To start, let's talk game releases. The big games out last week included Gears 5 Hivebusters, Gears 5 Game of the Year Edition, and When the Past Was Around. The games coming out this week include Override 2 Super Mech League, Solitaire 3D, and Super Sports Blast. Now onto last week's biggest news stories, and we have 5 to cover this week. Number 1, Cyberpunk 2077 isn't planned for removal from Xbox Store, but you can get a full refund. Gabe Gerwin at GameSpot writes, on December 17th, Sony made the unprecedented move to remove Cyberpunk 2077 from the PlayStation Store and started offering full refunds for digital copies of the game. This decision was made after players ran into issues trying to receive a refund using Sony's traditional request system, but the game doesn't appear to be disappearing from the Microsoft Store. According to a statement CD Projekt Red co-CEO Adam Kaczynski gave to Reuters, the company isn't in talks with Microsoft to have the game removed. However, this doesn't mean that Xbox players are being left out in the cold. Players have already reported being able to get a refund on their purchase when contacting Microsoft support. As of December 18th, Microsoft is also offering full refunds to anyone who purchased a digital Xbox copy until further notice. The game is still available when searching for it on the Microsoft Store website. Quote, we know the developers at CD Projekt Red have worked hard to ship Cyberpunk in extremely challenging circumstances. However, we also realize that some players have been unhappy with their current experience on older consoles. To date, we have granted refunds to the vast majority of customers who have requested one. To ensure that every player is able to get the experience they expect on Xbox, we will be expanding our existing refund policy to offer full refunds to anyone who purchased Cyberpunk 2077 digitally from the Microsoft Store until further notice, end quote, Microsoft said in a statement to GameSpot. The game is still available for sale for Xbox and Xbox Series XS owners as well, though we can't recommend purchasing it on last-gen hardware. If you bought it at Best Buy, you can return it even if it was the digital card for a full refund as well. As of right now, Best Buy is the only major retailer offering this sort of refund. However, as shown in the tweet below, CD Projekt Red said it will give refunds out of its own pocket if retailers do not provide them. Cyberpunk 2077 launched in a woefully rough state across all platforms. We had plenty of issues while playing the PC version for our Cyberpunk 2077 review, but it was particularly unfinished on Xbox One and PS4. The issues ranged from physics and scripting problems to textures not loading correctly and full crashes. In the wake of these issues, 4 of CD Projekt Red's executives lost an estimated $1 billion in stock value, and the company's share price has taken a huge hit. Cyberpunk 2077 has planned native Xbox Series X and S and PS5 versions in the works, likely for 2021, as well as standalone multiplayer experience. It isn't clear yet how the game's launch issues will affect these plans, but what is clear is development on the versions already available is far from finished. What a disaster. There were a million news stories to pick from this week covering Cyberpunk 2077, the performance issues, the refund policies, etc., but I thought this one summed everything up pretty good. It seems like you need to stay away from the last-gen versions of the game. Even if you own an Xbox One X or PS4 Pro, it seems to just not cut it. As I mentioned on the show, I was extremely excited for this game and could not wait all year to finally play it. I pre-ordered it on the Series X, but after hearing all the news stories come out about the performance issues, I decided to wait. And actually today, on the day I'm recording this, I decided to get a refund from my game digitally purchased through the Xbox website and store. I didn't want to support this. All the stories about Cyberpunk 2077 and CD Projekt Red saying they needed to pay more attention to the last-gen versions, they know what they released, they know what they put out, and they know they only gave review copies of the PC version to big websites before the game's release because that was the most stable version of the game. It sucks that it seems like there's a great game in this on PC right now, but that Xbox and console players won't really be able to enjoy the full experience, and an experience that they have promised for years through their marketing. Deeply saddened, CD Projekt Red should be ashamed, and my heart goes out to all the developers that have been slaving over this game working on it for years. Leadership is responsible and needs to be held accountable for this. Number 2, EA Play won't come to Xbox Game Pass for PC until 2021. Taylor Lyles at The Verge writes, PC gamers subscribed to Xbox Game Pass for PC or the pricier Xbox Game Pass Ultimate tier will need to wait just a little while longer until they have access to EA Play on Windows machines. Today, Microsoft announced that EA Play would arrive on PC as part of Xbox Game Pass sometime in 2021. Originally, the partnership was supposed to go into effect on December 15th. Quote, we established this partnership with EA because they are as passionate as we are about helping people and communities to discover great games, and we knew we could provide a great experience for members by working together. In order to deliver on that, we need more time to provide the Xbox Game Pass experience, end quote, reads a Microsoft blog post published Tuesday. EA Play is an online video game subscription service that provides access to a library of first-party EA games including Battlefield 5, Mass Effect, and The Sims 4, plus 10-hour trials for new releases like Madden NFL 21 and FIFA 21. EA Play was previously known as EA Access before the company rebranded in August. EA Play is already part of the Xbox Game Pass subscription for consoles as of November, allowing Xbox One owners, plus those who've been able to get their hands on the Series X and S, consoles to download and play games from EA Play on Xbox hardware. Some disappointing news for any of those on PC that were expecting to play EA Play games as part of their subscription through the holiday break. It stinks that this will come in 2021, but when it does, you do get access to a great library of games previously released and some trials on their newer titles. Number 3. Control Ultimate Edition Xbox Series XS version release dates announced. Jordan Allman at IGN writes, Remedy Entertainment has announced that Control Ultimate Edition on Xbox Series X and S will arrive digitally on February 2nd and launch as a physical version on March 2nd. Revealed via a tweet from the official Control Twitter account, Remedy also noted that the team is currently working on the full trailer for the next-gen version of Control Ultimate Edition and will offer a 60 frames per second performance mode and the 30 frames per second graphics mode with ray tracing. As someone who actually really enjoyed the Xbox exclusive Quantum Break, I've been very intrigued to check out Control. Somehow it just missed me when it came out, and after hearing some performance issues, I thought I would just wait to play it on my Series X. Now that I have the Series X, they had then announced the Ultimate Edition, so now I'm just waiting for the patches. I'll be sure to check this game out when it comes out on February 2nd. Number 4. Among Us sneaks aboard Game Pass for PC today will ruin Xbox friendships in 2021. Matthew Olson at US Gamer writes, Leave it to Among Us to do 2 surprise launches in 1 week. Having just hit Nintendo Switch on Tuesday, this indie phenomenon is also joining the library for Xbox Game Pass on PC. Today also brings another piece of emergency meeting-worthy news. Among Us will get an Xbox port next year that'll also hit Game Pass when it launches. Xbox Wire announced last week that Among Us would hit Game Pass for PC soon, which today turned into right now. Then right after revealing its addition to the PC library on Twitter, Xbox followed things up with a confirmation that Among Us is being ported to Xbox One and Xbox Series X and X in 2021, launching simultaneously on Game Pass there too. Among Us was an absolute hit this year and caught the Twitch streaming space by storm. Seems like an awesome and fun party game. I've watched many Let's Plays of it. I've been excited to play it with my friends for myself. Can't wait till this hits Xbox Game Pass next year. And number 5, Fortnite adds 120 frames per second support. Amari Giles at Game Rant writes, Fortnite has received various new updates and events that expand the gameplay, content, and overall player engagement with the game. This includes the big Galactus event adding Marvel heroes and villains to the game to the recent 15.10 performance update. Now there's a new update to add to the growing list. Fortnite has a new update that will bring the game's already dynamic visuals even higher with 120 frames per second mode. Fortnite previously received next-gen upgrades with the release of the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. The upgrades brought the visuals to 4K resolution and 60 frames per second. Epic Games is also capitalizing on the next-gen hardware to provide better visual performance to both the Battle Royale and creative modes. According to The Verge, the new update will allow players to enable the 120 frames per second mode in Fortnite. However, the new visual performance mode does come with its fair share of trade-offs. For starters, while using the 120 frames per second mode, the next-gen 4K resolution will be capped on the PS5 and Xbox Series consoles, which will drop the visual quality down to 1440p on the next-gen boxes. It will also reduce the graphical settings for the game, including shadows, post-processing, and streaming distances. The same applies to enabling the 120 frames per second mode on the Series S, where the resolution drops to 1080p resolution and reduces graphical settings as well. However, Epic Games did state that the Series S will use 1200p resolution as the default visual setting for all Fortnite game modes going forward. Cool to see the biggest game in the world in Fortnite adding more player options for those experiencing the games on next-gen consoles. As always, we end our show with a fun fact about Xbox, and this one is going to be about all the games we can expect to play in 2021 on the Series X and S. The obvious caveat here is that probably 30 to 40% of these games are going to get delayed out of this year because of all the delays due to the COVID-19 pandemic. This list of games include Origami 2, Blood Bowl 3, Brain Anniversary Edition, Control Ultimate Edition, Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires, In Sound Mind, Black Legend, Dark Complete Edition, King Arthur Knight's Tale, Mystica, Hunting Simulator 2, The Stone of Madness, Foreclosed, Disco Elysium The Final Cut, Scarlet Nexus, GTA 5, GTA Online, Destiny 2 The Witch Queen, Halo Infinite, Sunshine Manor, Animal Rescue, The Amazing American Circus, The Ascent, Battlefield 6, Black Legend, Bright Memory Infinite, Chernobyl, Chorus, Chris Tales, Crossfire X, Cyberpunk 2077 Next Gen version, The Dark Pictures Anthology House of Ashes, Dustborn, Evil Dead the Game, Far Cry 6, Ghost Runner, Gotham Knights, Hellblade 2 Senua's Saga, Hellpoint, Hogwarts Legacy, Little Nightmares 2, The Lord of the Rings Gollum, Martha is Death, Marvel's Avengers Next Gen version, Metal Hellsinger, Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis, Psychonauts 2, Resident Evil 8 Village, R-Type Final 2, Scorn, Second Extinction, Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1, Shredders, Sword of the Necromancer, Vampire the Masquerade 2 Bloodlines, Vampire the Masquerade Swansong, and The Witcher 3. If I had to pick 2 games that I believe will come out next year and that have me most excited, is absolutely Halo Infinite and Resident Evil 8. Cannot wait. Thank you all for listening to another episode of the Xbox in 10 podcast, your weekly source of Xbox gaming news covered in around 10 minutes. If you like the show, please subscribe on your favorite podcast service, share with your friends, leave a review, and follow on all social media at Xbox in 10. This past week, I enjoyed playing Gears 5 Hivebusters, the new DLC expansion that's free as part of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. Awesome that I'm just getting more free content for my games as a member, and I absolutely loved playing this little experience. It is the best looking game I've played on the Series X, and a nice little side story to the main Gears 5 story. Highly recommend it, go check it out. Also played more of the new season of Call of Duty Warzone, and some Black Ops Cold War multiplayer. My name is Brandon Rosa, you can follow me on Xbox at Brosa93. Hope you all have a great week, stay safe, enjoy the holiday, and keep on gaming.